So hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing well. So in this video I'm going to show you how you can fill the ball with these colorful gems using the blender, and how you can do that kind of simulation using the rigid body simulation in the blender. So without any further delay, now let's get started tutorial. And before starting the tutorial guys, if you want to do practice on this project file, so you can download this project file from the description. That will be free for you guys. And if you found this tutorial and this file helpful for you, so make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe my channel also. So now jump to the video. So first of all I just want to show you something. Okay, so here you can see guys, I have already make one gems node. Okay, and with the file you will get also these nodes. Okay, and here you can see, if you duplicate this candy, it will be in a different color. Okay, so I will show you how you will do this. Okay, so first of all I'm just going to delete everything and just copy one gems. Okay, so before copying one gems I'm just going to remove rigid body first of all. Okay, and just copy one gems. I think that is fine. Yeah, so I'm just going to copy one gem from here and going to delete everything and start a new file. Okay, and don't save. And first of all I'm just going to delete that cube and pasting that gems which is have copy from there. Okay, and here you can see we have that gems. Okay, so for a while I'm just going to keep it beside, because first of all we have to make a ball. So for making the ball, what I will do, I'm just going to add one cylinder, and I'm just going to enable my shortcut VR, so you can see easily which key I'm pressing here. So in the right hand side you can see easily. Okay, so first of all I just add one cylinder. I'm just going to edit mode of the cylinder and going to front mode and just delete all vertices except the bottom one. Here you can see. Okay, and after that just go to the edge mode and select those edges and do extrude like that, and just scale it little bit and keep it like that. I think that is fine. Little bit scale. Yeah, I think that is fine, I hope. Okay, then after that I'm just going to delete that top face, because we don't need that top face, and I think that is fine now. Yeah. Okay, so what I will do now, so now I'm just going to apply the scale first of all. Okay, before doing the bevel, I'm just going to bevel that edge and do bevel like that and increasing the amount. I think that is fine. Okay, then I'm just going to add one modifier, it's called solidify. So here you can see we have a thickness in our ball. Okay, but here you can see that thickness is going at diagonally. So if you want to do that part flat, so for that you have to change the mode simple to complex, and here you will find the background selection is do flat. So here you can see you will find the flat of that bowl. Okay, and now we can define the thickness. By the way, I think that is fine, and so I think that is fine. And now I'm just going to apply that solidify modifier and going to add a edge here, and after that I'm just going to drag it up like that. Okay, and just going to do bevel and decrease the bevel of amount. So I think that is fine. Okay, I'm just going to add a subdivision modifier. So for that I'm just going to pressing the shortcut key Ctrl 2, and now I'm just going to do right click and do shade smooth. So here you can see we have a very smooth ball here. Okay, and we can keep it here, and we can just little bit scale and apply the scale first of all, and just to set origin to geometry. So now it's perfect. Here you can see. So now I'm just going to add one floor. Okay, so for that I'm just going to scale that plane and extrude that edge. Okay, then after that I'm just going to bevel that part and increase the bevel of amount. Okay, then do a right click and shade smooth. So here you can see it's looking perfect now. Okay, so now I'm just going to adding my gems here. Okay, for a while. Here you can see. So first of all I'm just going to add now rigid body settings to all the objects. So for that I'm just going to choose one gems here and going to the physics setting, and here you can see we have a rigid body section. I'm just going to add a rigid body. Okay, and keep that type as a active. Okay, and change the shape as a mesh. Here you can see, and you can decrease the sensitivity margin 0.1. okay, and that's it. You don't need to do anything. Then after that I will select my ball and again adding the rigid body simulation, and right now I'm just going to change the active to passive. Okay, and change the shape to mesh, same here, and that sensitivity I'm just going to 0.3. okay, that is fine. And now I'm just going to add a same rigid body on that floor also. Just keep it passive and mesh, and margin is 0.3. okay, so our rigid body simulation is done now. Okay, so first of all what I'm going to do, I'm just going to check, okay, and that gems is collide with that ball or not. Okay, so for that I'm just going to play the animation. So when I play the animation, here you can see it's a jumping like a hell, so it's not good. Okay, so for that what we have to do, we have to decrease the margin. So for that 0.03, I think that is fine. And now we will play the animation. So it's perfectly collide with that ball. Okay, and make sure that gems amount is also 0.01. okay, so now it will also react very nicely. So let's play the animation and let's see what happen. So I think that is fine. Okay, so our rigid body simulation is done. So now we need lots of gems for fill that ball. So first of all I'm just going to show you that thing which is I have told before you. If you do the copy of that candy, so it will be different color. So how it will happen, I'm just going to show you. So I'm just going to duplicate that candy for pressing the shift D. So right now it's not happening, but when you do shift R, and here you can see now we have a different color. When I do shift R, here you can see we have another different color. Then I will do shift R, so it will changing the color, okay, according to the copies. So right now I'm just going to delete all the copies and keep it one only. Okay, because first of all we need a lots of gems to fill the ball. Okay, so for that what I'm going to do, I'm just going to top view and just set the gems here. Okay, and going to the modifier section, and here I will add an array modifier. So here you can see we have a duplicate of that gems. So now I'm just going to increase the count of these candies. So I think 6 is fine. Okay, then I'm just going to copy that add-on, that modifier, and change the axis to y 1.1, and here you can see we have also copies from here as well, and just increase the amount. I think 7 is fine. Okay, and now I'm just going to copy one more time. Okay, and here you can see now I'm just going to change the z direction. Okay, 1.1. so here you can see we have lots of gems here. Okay, so right now I'm just going to increase the distance, okay, which is required. So for that I'm just going to 1.5 or 1.6. okay, so I think we need more space. So for that I'm just going to set the 2 direct. Okay, so now we have enough space in between, and now I'm just going to increase the count to 12. Okay, so I think we have enough gems here. So first of all, make sure you save your file, otherwise you will lose your file. Okay, so I'm just going to save my file as a candy for a while. Okay, just save. So here you can see. Okay, if you not save your file, and when you try to do simulate, so maybe Blender will crash and you will lost your file. So make sure before playing the animation and before playing the simulation, you save your file. Okay, so I'm just going to show you now how we can change the color of these candies, because right now it's one color of all candies and it's not looking cool. So for that, what I will do, I'm just going to apply all the modifiers. So here you can see right now, if I will go to the edit mode, so we have one object of those candies. So I'm just going to select everything and pressing the 3 for the face mode. Okay, then do P for a separate selection by loose part. So when I did this, so here you can see that color will be changed of all candies. So here you can see, guys, all candies color now changed and it's become a random color and it's looking more cool now. Okay, and first of all, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to exit the edit mode. Okay, and just I'm just going to select the all candies and do right click and set origin to geometry. So here you can see all candies have their own origin point now. Okay, and that is cool now. So I'm just going to decrease the size little bit. Okay, so for that I'm just using the individual origin. Now I'm just going to scale it. So here you can see it's scaling to their own individual points, and I think that is cool. So now I'm just going to change the individual to median point. That's fine. So now we will play the animation and let's see what happened exactly. And before playing the animation, make sure you save your file. Just do Ctrl S. Okay, and now I'm just going to set one camera first of all. So just confirming the view. I think that view is fine. Then pressing the Ctrl Alt 0 and pressing the N and go to the view setting, and here you will see the lock camera view. So now you can set the camera, by the way, like that. I think that is fine, and just select all the candies and keep it up like that. It shouldn't be showing the camera. Okay, so now we can play the animation and let's see what happened. So just save your file first and then play the animation pressing the space bar. So here you can see, guys, when I play the animation is perfectly simulating, and it's a fill the ball very nicely. Okay, but I think we have to see again what happened exactly. I think that is fine, but those candies are bouncing too much. Okay, so we have to see that why it's happening like that. Okay, so I think that is happening because of the margin of that floor. So we have to check the margin first of all. So it's set 0.3, that's why it's happening. We have to set this 0.03. so and now I will play the animation. It will react very nicely. So here you can see it's happening very nicely now. Those gems are not bouncing now. Okay, they are bouncing because the margin is too high, and that's why it's not colliding with the surface properly. It's bouncing. Okay, so here you can see that candy is perfectly filling the ball. Okay, and I think first of all we have to increase the amount of the candy. Okay, so I'm just going to copy that, Shift D and pressing the Z and do like that, and do Shift R to repeat the copy command. I think that is fine, and just go to the top view, select your candies and keep it here because it's not filling the ball. So now it will fill very nicely, and now you can play the animation again. So here you can see guys, it's nicely filling the ball. Okay, and I think we should change the little bit just like that. Okay, and one more thing guys, if when you play the animation, here you can see, so some of the candies are sparing the ball. Okay, and only some of the, not all. Okay, here you can see some of the gems are sparing the ball. Okay, if I will show you here, so I think you will see some of the gems are showing. So what you can do, so when you complete your animation, when you complete your simulation, so you can just apply the all simulation, and now then you can delete these gems individually. Okay, so after, before taking the render, so it will not showing like that. Okay, and one more thing, here you can see right now that animation is playing very slow. Okay, here you can see it's playing 8 and 2 frame fps. So if you want to play that animation in real time, so for that you have to go to the rigid body section. Here you can see we have a scene properties, and here you can see we have a rigid body world. So I'm just going to open the cache folder, and here you can see we have a frame rate. So I'm just going to set a 120 frame. Okay, and just bake it. So when you bake it, you will find a real-time animation. You can see the real-time animation. So okay, so I'm just going to bake. So our bake is complete. So now I will play the animation. So here you can see it will more real-time. Okay, and it's perfectly filling the ball. Here you can see, if I will set that end frame to 120, so that animation will start again. Okay, here you can see that's looking perfect now. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm just enable my shading panel. Here you can see, so first of all I'm just adding a glass shader on the ball. So for that I'm just going to change my rendering mode to cycle, and CPU to choose a GPU. Okay, and I have a viewport denoising optics AI accelerator. Okay, I'm just going to enable it, and I'm just going to add my SDRI. So first of all I have to enable it. So I'm just going to search the gaffer, and if you want to know about that gaffer guys, so I have already make one tutorial on it. You can see on my YouTube channel. Okay, so what it does exactly, so here you can see when I go to the rendering mode, so right now here you can see we don't have any lighting in our scene. Okay, it's showing a black. Here you can see. Okay, and I'm just going to delete the default light, that point light. Yeah, we don't need it. Okay, yeah. So now here you can see we have a SDRI section. It's a gaffer SDRI. Okay, so I'm just going to enable it. So when I enable it, so we have a default, we have a light in our scene. Here you can see, and we can change the SDRI from here as well. There are lots of SDRI, and it's direct link with SDRI heaven.com. Okay, so I have already made one tutorial on it. If you want to know about more that gaffer add-on, so you can go and check it out, my tutorial. I will also put the link in the I button. You can see from there. Okay, so now first of all I'm just going to add a glass texture and glass shader on it. So I'm just going to material section, apply and add one new material, and going to change the surface principal BS to glass BSDF, and decreasing the surface roughness first of all. So here you can see we have a transparency. So now we have to change the IOR, so that glass IOR is 1.333. okay, and when I apply it, so here you can see we have a perfect glass here. Okay, and now I'm just going to add one color in my background as well. So I'm taking same yellow. Okay, so I think that is fine, and make sure you change your colors management to filmic to standard, so it will look more realistic and more vibrant, by the way. Okay, so now I'm just going to take one render, and before taking the render, so if you want to apply that rigid body, so how you can apply? So there are so many ways to apply it. Okay, so first of all, you can select all those scene and go to the object, and here you can see we have a rigid body section, and you can just apply transformation. And second, you can just go to the here, and you can just remove it, so it will remove it. Okay, but I'm just going to from here, so I'm just going to select all and go to the rigid body and do apply transformation. So when I did apply transformation, and now I'm just going to remove rigid body. So what will happen? So now that animation will not play. First of all, here you can see when I'm moving my slider, it's not happening anything. Okay, and now you can delete those candies which is sparing the bowl. I'm just going to delete that one. I think we have only one candy. Okay, and that is fine. So we can change the location like that. That's looking fine. Okay, and here you can see now it's looking cool. Okay, just keep it a little bit up like that. Okay, so here you can see now we have a perfect gems. Okay, and we have a ball with the lots of gems. Okay, so that is updating the geometry. Basically I just have enabled that optics denoiser, so it's taking a time. So here you can see when I take the render, I will found like that. Here you can see that is the final render. Okay, which is I have shown before also. So that's how you can use the rigid body simulation, and you can make that kind of ball with the fill the lots of gems. Okay, and if you want to do practice on this project, you can also download this project file from the description. And if you found this tutorial helpful for you guys, and if you learn something in this tutorial, please hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe my channel also. And if you have any queries, if you have any suggestion, please let me know in the comment box. I will definitely reply your comment. So bye bye, take care, stay home.